Hope you're doing all right. So today I'm going to show you how to create your fillable forms if you have a PDF file or a PDF form. And this is the way I do it. So here you can see that I already have a file that this is a file that I of one document that I had in my classroom. I took a picture of it and I sent it to myself through email, and now I have it here on my desktop. But you can also scan it through an app called Cam Scanner, and then it'll create it as a PDF for you. You just email it to yourself. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my search engine and I'm gonna type PDF escape. There it is. This is the website I use, and it's completely free. Now you can create an account, but you don't have to. I haven't created an account. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is you can search for your file that you want to use, that you want to edit, and here it is. But I'm not going to do that. I am simply gonna drag it from my desktop into the box, and I'm gonna drop it. Now it's loading. Okay. Now I can show you that you can see 3 boxes here, and I put those boxes in there previously, so I'm gonna delete them so that I can show you how I did that. Alright, now it's completely emptied. Now I can start editing my document. So to do that, you're gonna come to the left side and you can see these tools up here. Now I don't use any of them except for this one. You can play with this. I personally just use the form field box. I create that and it gives me options. I can do a text, I can do text paragraphs. This allows you to do a little bit longer sentences or a couple sentences. This is just for maybe like a vocab like that. Or you can do checkboxes. For this purpose, I'm only going to use a text box and I'm going to select it. Now I'm going to create it. You can automatically do a text box by simply clicking once and then that's it. Then you have to resize it to the size that you want it. Boom, there it is. Or you can create whatever size you want by simply clicking, holding, and dragging. There it is. Now if I want to make another box that is the same size and I don't want to keep creating one, I either, depending if you're using a mouse or if you're using just your 2 fingers like a pad. So you click with both of your fingers and then you hit duplicate and it created another exact same size box for me. And again, duplicate and it created another one for me. Now if I want to make one and then just change the font, which is up here, and I like to make them 14 or 16 because it's easier for me to see the text that the students type when in the documents, so that it can be easier for me when I'm grading. So there it is, and then I just double tap like I told you and then duplicate and it'll make the same size for you. Okay, so let's say I don't want to make any more text boxes, or I want to change the type of box. I simply come down here and I'm gonna select a different type. This is another cool one that I like, check boxes. I'm gonna select it and I'm gonna go ahead and create my checkbox. Now there's a checkbox already in there and I'm gonna create another one. So to get rid of those checkboxes, all you do is just click and click and they're gone. Okay, and if I simply click over here, it'll create another one for me, but I don't need that one. And if I want to stop creating new boxes, all I do is I disable by clicking on the top. That's it. I am done. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and save it. To save it, again, you come to the left side and don't click on this disk icon. Instead, click on the save and download green box. with the two little arrows. I'm gonna click there and it's gonna save. Once it's saved, you can save it on your own folder, wherever you want in your computer. Or if you want to use it right away and it's easy, you can just take it, drag it, and make a copy on your desktop. And now you can upload it to Google Classroom, which is where most of you upload assignments. So I'm going to show you that process. Sorry, Google, come on, Google. Okay, and I'm going to open Google Classroom, and I'm going to click on Google Classroom. There's my class. Okay, I'm going to create a new assignment for my students, and then obviously you're going to do that, and I'm going to add my document, my form, so the students can fill it out. File, and again, it can be as simple as taking it from here and drag it, or you can, if you have it somewhere else, just browse it. I like to just drag things, it's easier for me. Now there it is. Now the last step, and I'm gonna show you this, is gonna be once students open it, ask them to create a copy for themselves, to download it, and then once they download it, they can type in it. Very easy. They can save it for themselves and then submit it in Google Classroom. They can also open it in Doc Hub, but for some reason in Google Classroom it doesn't really work. I don't know why, and I'll show you an example of that. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe for you it will work, but the document is sideways. Do you see? So don't use that. On the contrary, for my class, I don't use Google Classroom to upload those forms. I use my website, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. I'm almost done. Here's my website. I'm going to go to my chapters, and I have chapter 1, and I'm going to go ahead and open my assignment. I'm going to, here it is, it's uploading there. Here's my first assignment. I already created my form. And here it does work. So I'm not sure why it didn't work on Google Classroom. And like I told you, I never use Google Classroom for these forms. I upload them directly to my website, and then they're there for the rest of the, I mean, they're always there. So I don't need to upload anymore, or I just gotta do it once and that's it. Now, what I tell my students to do here from my website is to click here, open with, and then they have to open it with Doc Hub or Lumen PDF, okay? When my students do that, they have the form available for them, and they can edit directly right on their form. And then once they're done, again, I instruct them to download it into their computer, to their drive, or to their account, Google Classroom, and then they're done. So that is how I create my PDF fillable forms, and how my students work on their forms and then submit them. But for Google Classroom, that is the best way that I found that would work. Well, at least for this form that I was creating for you. Anyways, I hope that worked for you and you enjoy it. It seems like a lot of work, but it really isn't. Once you get used to it, it's very straightforward, very simple, and it saves me a ton of time. So it's better than recreating all those forms all over again. Have a nice day.